For millennia, human beings have looked to the skies and pondered one of the greatest mysteries of life. Are we alone in the universe? To help answer that question, scientists at NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory, or JPL in Pasadena, have their eye on Europa. Discovered by Galileo Galilei in 1610, it's one of Jupiter's 67 known moons, and scientists think Europa could be harboring life.
I feel like I can at least make a somewhat solid prediction that Europa's ocean is habitable. And so I do think that in the coming decades, when we explore Europa, we will find life.
Evidence from previous missions show Europa to have a thick, icy surface. A vast liquid water ocean likely exists beneath its shell. And where there's water, there could be life.
So all the loud noise that you hear, those are vacuum pumps.
JPL astrobiologist Kevin Hand is simulating Europa's harsh environment in his lab.
In order to recreate the temperature, pressure, etc., within this can, we require all these pumps and valves and various instrumentation.
One of the things they have to recreate is sub-freezing temperatures. Europa's cold, really cold, about 350 degrees below zero. That's a kind of cold we can't comprehend here on Earth. And that's not all.
It's in
There's
a vacuum.
no atmosphere,
Yeah.
and then you've got the radiation.
So it's actually very dangerous inside of there.
That's right.
You would not want to crawl into the can.
A human would not want to stand on the surface of Europa. As beautiful as it would be, you would die relatively quickly because of the radiation environment.
Despite the bitter cold and dangerous radiation, life could thrive there.
How deep is the ocean? What's the chemistry of the ocean? What's dissolved in the ocean? Is there carbon and some of the other elements that are needed for life? And Earth definitely serves as a guide.
When Kevin says Earth serves as a guide, he means it.
Hey, Andy, where are we going to put that down? In here?
If we can, I'd like to put it with Rover.
Okay.
The Buoy, short for Buoyant Rover for Under-Ice Exploration, is a prototype used in the frigid waters of Antarctica and Montana. It's testing some of the conditions a more advanced vehicle may one day experience in Europa's ocean. But first, scientists want a better look. As early as 2022, JPL intends to send a spacecraft to Europa to learn more about its chemistry, geology, physics, and perhaps its ability to harbor life.
You can see how just giantly huge it has to be, and that antenna has to be that big because to get a signal from Jupiter to Earth, you need just a massively large antenna to do that.
So do you think that the Europa mission will have a vehicle that's this large?
Yes.
Really?
We will also be of a similar scale. What will be different is our instruments will be much smaller.
As a systems engineer, Carrie Lewis has to ensure that the scientific instruments necessary for a robotic mission 390 million miles from Earth are as lightweight as possible and incredibly reliable.
Getting all the instruments to fit is a challenge. One thing is they all want to do their thing, and they're all uniquely different to do the science they need to do. So some of them want to really just focus on the surface, other ones are more interested in being like looking at the corona around Europa.
So how do you mitigate those challenges?
There's a lot of give and take amongst the scientists and the engineers about how we plan to do things just to make sure that all the science gets done.
The goal is for the Europa spacecraft to fly by the Galilean moon 45 times over a 3-year span. This will ensure Europa is fully mapped in high resolution and that all the requisite science is done. If all goes as planned, we'll get back a wealth of information here on Earth, and maybe an answer to that ever-burning question.
What makes the public and NASA especially interested in Europa is the idea that there could possibly be life there. And if we were to find life at Europa someday, it would imply that life is probably common throughout the universe.
From the Voyager spacecraft, pushing the boundaries of what's possible by venturing beyond the known borders of our solar system, to the Curiosity rover, a feat of engineering that continues to teach us about the Martian landscape. NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory is well positioned to pull off a mission as complex as Europa.
The engines are on. 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
The discovery of life beyond Earth, it's not going to change the way you make your coffee in the morning. It's not going to, make your commute faster. But throughout the history of humanity, exploration and discovery has been a fundamental part of our drumbeat. We explore, we discover, we make progress. And so the search for life beyond Earth, that call to dare mighty things and to explore our own world and worlds beyond Earth, that I think is at the core of what it means to be human.
I'm Cara Santa Maria for SoCal Connected.